Hello, everyone. Okay, you're watching this because you're currently renting in Southern California, Los Angeles area, generally more specifically. The reason why I wanted to do this quick video is because there's something you guys need to understand. The market right now for rentals is somewhat flat. Rents only went up 0.1% versus last month, but it's still down about 1%. Basically, not much movement, and we are seeing some more inventory. So, as a tenant, this is a great thing if you're looking to move. However, two things happened this year that have kind of turned things upside down, and we're going to start seeing the effects soon. So, we all know the reality. It's a much more tenant-friendly market than it is a landlord-friendly market politically. Doesn't matter what you believe in, if you agree with it, don't agree with it, doesn't matter. Two things happened this year. One is first come, first serve for tenant applications. This means you could be very well qualified, but if you don't get everything in on time and somebody else did, they get it. Even though you may be more qualified than that other person gets first dibs. The second thing that's happening is what's called the right to counsel ordinance. That's where housing providers, landlords, whatever you want to call them, have to provide a notice that basically says tenants have free legal services, they have certain rights. Again, doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. One argument is consumer protections is always important. The other one is, why is a tenant getting free legal services if they stop paying rent? Again, doesn't matter. Whole nother conversation. But these two things behind the scenes are flipping landlords out. And so what we're seeing is two things are happening. One, they're considering selling once it becomes vacant. That means you as a tenant are going to have less options going forward. And it's going to be more institutional investors, it's going to be more apartment complexes, all these things where you may like, no, I want a single family house, but they're not going to be around because these landlords are selling. That's one. And also low supply, high demand. So you think rent prices are flat now, they may go up in the future. The second thing is the rental criteria for finding a tenant is about to get much higher in terms of standards. So historically, for example, me personally, I used to only look at the credit history. I didn't really care if someone had a low credit score because oftentimes there's people out there with low credit scores because they just didn't establish credit. Now we are basically requiring to have a set number. And if you're an investor, a landlord, housing provider, where you know that if a tenant stops paying, they get free legal services. The risk is fairly high, so therefore they're going to increase to, let's say, a 750 credit score. They may say, we need 6 months worth of reserves. All these things that are actually going to make it more difficult for people to rent in LA. And this is not something that you can regulate out of, right? City council cannot start creating more and more barriers. It'll just make things worse. So, what do you do as a tenant? Well, you can keep renting. We all know that, yes, right now on a month to month basis, it's perceived that rents are cheaper than owning. But I will make a strong argument that you should actually consider buying right now because just like it's starting to flatline with rentals, we are seeing a slowdown in growth for single family homes, condos, basically the housing market in general. So home prices are still going up. It's still a good thing. It's still a good investment, but you actually might have more leverage than you think. You might be able to get a lower price. You might be able to get the seller to buy the rate down. There's a lot of possibilities here all while going with an FHA loan, 3.5% down, 580 credit score. Basically, everything that a lender is willing to give you $1 million loan for, most landlords wouldn't even look at this. So if it's something you're thinking about, not saying you want to buy today, but if it is something you're thinking about in the future, let's set up that consultation. Let's talk more about it to better refine your goals, set expectations, and hopefully get you into a home. You guys have a great rest of your day.